Hey guys, how's it going today again? I want to talk about XVG because I think it's a very interesting coin for some immense profits to be made soon. So the first thing we always do, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit short. First thing we do is we can, draw a lot of different types of trend lines that act as a support and as a resistance. So one would be like this, where there would be an upper tier where you'd be considering it maybe a bull trap, right? And here as well. So if you look at a 4-hour chart right now, it does look like it's about to curve off a little bit, right? And here you see 5 waves coming down here already as well. And the best chart to draw it on would probably be one of these ones right here, like a lower time frame, like a 2-hour chart, for example. You kind of see it leveling off here, right? I know the daily is what concerns me right now because it's definitely down ticking, but I would attribute that to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin sure did fall a lot yesterday, and that definitely affected every single coin, obviously. So that's the reason why that specific day alone had a massive downtick. But in general, it was upticking, right? Of course, it follows the tune of Bitcoin, but we do see a lower support and a higher support area as well. This is a really good support region right here. But this one is probably the best one to draw it on. Let's draw it wick to wick, just like that. And now on this time frame, we actually see 5 beautiful waves here going up. Of course, in hindsight, it's easy to recognize these things, so we'll just keep it very simple and call this the 5 waves going up there like that. And we even see 5 waves coming down, so we can assume this is a zigzag for all of wave 2 here. Or actually, that's an A, B, C, D, E consolidation, right? And 5 comes down like that. It's actually ideal scenario for people to be playing. Yeah, so this one here, waves 2 and 4 alternate, right? If wave 2 does one pattern, wave 4 usually does a different type, and not that one. So this one just did an A, B, C, D, and E, and then it broke down. And this one did a 3 zigzag, a 1, 2, 3, right? Or A, B, C rather. And you don't see the other one coming up here, but I would assume in a lower time frame, like a 2-hour, you'd see it here. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subwaves coming down here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that in there. Maybe like that instead. 1, 2, 3, and then this one's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, right here, I see the subwaves already, right? And then if we even go closer, we can count the 5 subwaves in here. So we can see the subwaves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's beautiful 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now, just to be clear, that's the ABC. And this one here is the A, B, C, D, and then one more going up there, which forms a triangle pattern in here like that, right? This is the triangle one, the symmetric triangle. Yeah, this is the symmetric triangle right here that usually breaks down during a wave 2 consolidation. It's just a matter of being able to recognize when that wave 5 subwave ends, right? So this is because that one did an A, B, C, D, E. If I were playing this, I would have known right away that the wave 4 going up would be an A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's nice as well. So now that we have our all of this makes wave A coming down. Okay, all of this makes waves A coming down, and generally after a 5-wave run up like this, like that, you get some sort of correction in the form, I don't know, it could be ABC, it could be ABCDE, it could be WXY, it could be so many different things, right? But it generally gets into the shape of a channel or a wedge or something like that, a flag. You guys might know this as a bull flag like that, right? What else is there? There's ones where it's wedged, something like this that you guys see often as well, and this goes into the form of an A, B, C, D, and E, And where we are right now in the cycle is we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, you guys might recognize these ones as well. You might recognize a descending one as well, right? If it's a little bit more bearish and you need some more correction, you guys might recognize ascending triangles as well. So this one kind of goes something like that. This one's fairly bullish, right? That's always nice as well. Wedges don't happen during correction phases like that. Channels happen, right? Channels happen like that, but it doesn't happen in the form of a 5-wave touch for ABC. People have mistaken that, and I can clarify that as well. But I'm too lazy to be quite honest. Usually when it's a wedge in here, it's because it's like this. Actually, I will, just to clarify. It's because it's an ABC, and because wave 1 started here, right? And then wave 2 corrects like this, right? But doesn't correct to the point of this one right here. And then it breaks out. That's why people think that a wedge can be formed into here, but that's not actually true. A wedge can only be formed in basically the 5th wave or just the C wave itself. So yeah, so a C wave, always makes a 5-wave substructure, right? And this one can form a wedge definitely, like that. I'll just draw my C over here. And this one in here is the one that makes the 5-wave that breaks out. Just to be clear about Elliott wave, because some people mistaken that. There's so many different little sub-rules. So right now we just drew out that for you, okay? And I'm going to show you guys where we are. Talking about XVG right now, and we just drew out 5 beautiful waves coming down, like, excuse the sloppiness, but you guys get what I mean. There's 5 waves coming down like that. That's exactly what we just drew in here with the A, B, C, D, E, and we identified all of them, right? And here we get B, beautiful B subwave, A, and this is basically B right here. And B just does a very, very simple 5-wave structure. So here we see already that it formed a double top here for the first wave 1 here. We can call this wave 1, 2, hold on, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure there's one more in there somewhere. I'm too lazy to find it. 2, and this is probably 3. Yeah, that's 4, and we'll see a double top 5. And this one makes some sort of consolidation in the form of an ABC like that in here. I would imagine just like that. That's what I see. So here's a 3, and here's a 5. So there's a zigzag up. From A to B up here, it always makes a pattern like this. It makes an A, B, C corrective pattern against the trend like that. So there's usually 3 or 5 coming down. And then after that, it makes a B correction like that, right? So we've identified the A and the B. And here we also see 5 simple waves going up as well. And that's the whole consolidation area, right? This whole consolidation area was in the form of a wedge. It's easier to identify on a lower time frame probably. You guys see what I'm talking about, right? Here's the wedge that's kind of forming right here. Right, and it broke upwards. So yeah, so you get 5 waves going there, right? So that's A, B, and here you get 5 waves as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th wave coming down, leading 5th wave. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, perfect. That would make sense to me. This first green candle to spike up there. I'm probably guessing 3 somewhere here, and that's 4. Maybe right here like this instead, around this region we call 2. But there's the 5 waves coming down here, and this one makes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a leading 5th wave diagonal, or sorry, ending 5th wave diagonal, just like that in here. And then now we have officially completed our A, B, C pattern, counting it here. So what we will expect is an uptrend. We will expect an uptrend, and depending on the pattern, they're labeled differently. So now we have officially counted A, B, and C. And if you guys notice, the symmetry is actually not too different. Look at the slope of this line, right? Compared to the slope of this line. It's very, very similar. Charts have a memory and they tend to repeat itself. So now that we have A, B, C in there, it's going to attempt a breakout like it always does for every single coin, right? And I'm honestly too lazy to count all of this, but it attempts to break out and it fails, okay guys? It attempts to break out and it clearly fails, as you guys see in here, right? And instead it actually ends up forming a second point here, which becomes now a primary resistance area. And we can easily, I'm going to clear everything just to make it a little bit clean. It clearly becomes a resistance area, right? And we're just going to use a 2-hour chart and consider some of it bull traps just to be fair, right? And we see this happening in here right now. So I'm going to skip this whole thing, okay? The reason why, so wave 1 started right here, okay? Right around here. And this one's low was like 0.32. This one's low is 0.26. So this one is lower than this one. And by Elliott wave 2 cannot be lower than the origin of wave 1. It cannot be like this. Wave 1, sorry, where 0 began, must be lower than the point of wave 2. It can retrace 99.9999 repeating, but if it retraces, then it considers it to be a failed Elliott wave first impulse wave attempt. Therefore, it is now labeled differently. So now we have A, B, C in here that we saw already. Now we end up adding a double Elliott wave combo. They call it a double Elliott wave combo in TradingView right here. With that point starting there, now we call this a W. In hindsight, we can only call it W in hindsight when we see a failure. And now this is an X. And we are going to get a Y somewhere down over here, guys. And do you guys know what an X to a Y does? A W to an X, an X to a Y does another ABC correction right here, like that. So this one did make 5 waves, guys. It did make 5 waves. I'm honestly way too lazy to count it. Probably 1, 2, all of this is 3 somewhere. I don't know, 3 somewhere there, 4 and 5, right? But the point is, it failed. It got to a lower point than here. So now we consider this an X point, right? And this definitely did make some sort of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave in there. I just don't want to count it. And here it makes 5 waves down, right? Or it could have made 3, just like how this A made 5. So now we're going to get a 3 against the counter trend. We're going to get a 3 wave going like that somewhere with a major resistance point of right there of about 20 cents, we're going to say, at a round number, okay? We're definitely going to get some resistance. We might even get wicks poking out of it. And then it will most likely want to complete. You know what? This one is I might even be too generous here. I might want to move my B over a little bit to, let's get the slope of this one and actually do it properly. So I've done A with a little slant. Now I'm gonna be generous or conservative and choose a long one. So 20, I can choose 21. I choose 20. And then I'll choose another one way down over here. Choose a C. This one will make an ABC of some sort in here. We can actually see it happening already. Right? We can actually see lots of momentum going up already. And then the Y is over here. So now this makes ABC makes a 3-wave combo, right? But look at how much a WXY makes. It makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves, right? So a WXY does this basically. It makes a 7-wave combo. So W, X, and Y in here. It makes a 7-wave combo. So this one makes 1, 2, and then 3, and then this one also makes a 1, 2, 3. I'm just drawing it really sloppy, don't mind it. Okay, and then here is the one added in there. So if you count it, it makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So it's a 7-wave substructure that we're seeing within this Elliott wave WXY combo. And then sometimes, guys, it breaks out a little bit, and then it fails, and then guess what we get? We get a triple Elliott wave combo. So don't think I'm just making this stuff up, guys. It's actually in the toolbar for TradingView as well, okay? Triple Elliott wave combo, if you've noticed, it's not added to my favorites. And the reason it's not added to my favorites, guys, is because it's rarely used. I've only seen it once, like in the past 6 months. I've only seen it once, and it was on ETP. That guy took forever, guys, to try to break out. You have no idea how many attempts. Oh, do you guys remember the frustration? I am not in the toilet right now, guys. Don't even think that for a second. So now we're gonna look at yeah, sure, we talked about that already. But we see this curving up already because Bitcoin has now reached another bottom and it's on a rally, so we're seeing a lot of momentum. And the 4-hour can't even get to a super duper low. And if I actually were to look at this right here, what do you guys see? You guys know how I feel about following wedges. Tell me about how I feel about following wedges, guys. I know how you guys feel about following wedges too, and you probably just love them as much as me. So there you go. That's what we see right here in the 5th wave. So it's just getting ready for a breakout right now as well. You know, for the RSI, yes, I do apply it. I do apply it to wedges. I do apply it to wedges in here, but I don't apply it to the A wave coming down like I mentioned, right? It can only be in a 5th wave, basically in a 5th wave. So anyways, yeah, let's go. We talked about that earlier already. So here we're seeing that bounce, right? We're seeing it wanting to curve eventually. It's just a matter of time. I think it's gonna make another touch, to be quite honest. It's gonna make a touch, right? Because sometimes these 5th waves here, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but these 5th waves can make a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, like that, right? Almost like a triple bottom, like that. And sometimes depending on where they are in the structure, if it's in wave 2 or 4, right? Not in wave 5, but in 2 or 4, if you see it like that, then it ends up being a flag, which I'm sure that you guys recognize. An inverted flag, right? Which tends to break down when it does like the 5 wave going up like that. When it just goes 1, 2, you guys know what I mean. It makes 5 touches, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then it breaks downwards, right? Usually, sometimes like that, or usually sometimes an ABC, but usually for an ABCDE type correction. So I do see it wanting to round off right there. The 2 hour is already almost upticking, right? We're also getting a positive histogram very soon, and we're getting a bullish divergent right here. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't think it's going to go up this specific moment, but I do think it's very much so near the bottom right here, right? Like I mentioned, this could be making the 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It might even make another touch. It might get a lower low. But the point is, it's a critical buy zone. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, that's what we gotta acknowledge, right? We gotta acknowledge that this whole region right here is a buy zone. Why do we acknowledge it? Because there's lots of activity. There's lots of activity here, and every time it reaches this area, it doesn't mean it's being pushed down, right? Some people might be mistaking it, like you couldn't even actually think of it like that. Actually, not mistaken, but you could think of it like that as well, where this is a descending triangle, right? So yeah, so that's definitely one way to think of it as well. We just gotta see how it plays out, honestly. And we take a look at Fibonacci, okay? I'll just clear everything up here, make it a little bit nicer. We take a look at Fibonacci here. It retraced a really healthy amount already. This is kind of our buy zone right here. Every time it gets there, right? And you know what? A horizontal line doesn't fit well with me. Does that look good to you guys? Or does this look better? Where it's a wedge. And we go wick to wick. I think this one looks way better, right? Because this one looks better, and because we're at the 0.5 fib level right now, it makes way more sense, guys, to draw it in the pattern that I was drawing it earlier. Taking that highest high right there and right here, right? And this is the official point that it broke out before, right? Just kind of around there. If we look at a different time frame, we see it like kind of just break out right here, where this was a one pattern originally, kind of like that, right? And it broke up to the upside. But now we're choosing different points. We're choosing these points like that. We're choosing these points like that. Just to see where it kind of corners. Do you know what I mean? Where it kind of wedges into to isolate the region that we're playing in. And we kind of see it like in definitely kind of reaching a critical point. Okay, let's think of it like this. Let's keep that one there. Delete my. So we have established it's between 0.5 and 0.6 fib level. So let's say we see this wick right here. We see Bitcoin still slightly going up again, and we use these relevant point here, for example. And then let's say we use another one, right? We just use a really relevant point right here as well. We see this as an apex point, definitely. We see this as a buy zone, and when we combine it with our other indicator, like the 1 hour one is already positively ticking up right now. It's on the positive side, parabolically. On the 30-minute chart, it's definitely going up as well. But the question is, can it get to a bullish zone above 60? That's a big question. So guys, we're just waiting for a consolidation of XVG right now. To me, it's pretty bullish. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty bullish. You know, the trend line is so arbitrary and subjective, not arbitrary, but subjective where you draw it. There is no one right way. Which way do you guys think is right? If I clear all this out right now, you guys tell me which way is right. Is it like that? Is it using this one right here? Right? They're all sloped differently. They're all sloped differently, which can have a major impact on your decision on where to buy and where to sell. Right? So it just comes down to deducing which one is the best one overall that has the most contact points. And I'd say that this one here acts as kind of a diagonal support, right? This one's a pretty decent one. They all do. There's not one that's better than the other. So this is kind of what concerns me as well, right? But either way, we do see it rounding off, and I do think it is bullish, okay? I do think it is bullish overall. The big question afterwards that we got to remember, okay, is if that's A and B somewhere up there, right? It makes a B, or it might not even get there, who knows? But hopefully we do like to get for it to get there, okay? Then if it does fail, then what we like to see is, will it fail? Will one of these diagonal supports hold? And if these diagonal supports don't hold, and we end up bottoming out right here again, so none of those diagonal supports that I drew held, and we ended up bottoming like this right here, okay, then we might be in trouble for a further correction, because that might kind of look like a descending triangle now, okay? And there's always this specific possibility as well. So I'm still bullish on it. I think it's going to break out eventually. It's just a matter of when. This is now a possibility as well. I think, actually, maybe not like that, but no, that's so far that we can't even think of it going like this right now, because there's just so many different support lines and resistances that we see. Like this long wick, guys, is pretty strong, I'd say. These long wicks coming down here. So right now, you guys wanted one of XVG. I'm pretty bullish on it, I suppose, just based on everything I've described. But I don't know if it's a really good buy zone yet, right? I'd probably give it some more time and just see what happens when this starts to wedge more. See if this is going to go lower first, and see if it's going to form perhaps, you know, a wedge pattern like here, or if it's actually going to come down over here. So as much as I'd like to give you guys like amazingly awesome news right now, you know, this could be a pattern as well, right? There's really not much to say. There's not an imminent breakout happening, right? Sure, it's curving up right now a little bit, but for all we know, we can get another few touches down there. It's only a 2-hour chart. There's 12 candles in a day for a 2-hour chart. Lots can happen in it, right? We can't really break out into very bullish zone. Here's a bullish push right here, But that's when Bitcoin started to rally as well, right? That's definitely when Bitcoin started to rally as well there. Bitcoin dropped, Bitcoin rallied, right? So now we just gotta see and just sit tight, guys. Gotta see if there's solid support or not yet. Okay, I do count the 5 waves like I was talking about, and I guess I am expecting it to make another touch, guys. I am expecting it to make another touch somewhere up here right now, right? Somewhere up there to form B, and then a C somewhere down here, or maybe a C somewhere down there. So that's all kind of the update. Hey, whenever I say C, look to the right over here so you guys can see the price and stuff like that. Yeah, sorry, I don't got some really good news yet. Still in consolidation phase, guys. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll go from there. Just give it a little bit of time. That is all. And if you guys enjoy my videos, try to upvote it on steemit right now, right? Oh, by the way, a breakout could be imminent, but you guys really got to give it some time. If you guys see a strong push in the order book and price action and volume picking up, go for it. But you don't see the volume picking up here yet right now, right? Not only that, I want to wait till at least the 15 one successfully closes above the 15-minute one and it starts to parabolically move up, or even the 30-minute one as well. Anyways, if you guys enjoy these videos, I'd appreciate an upvote on steemit. Like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter as well. I've got some goodies on there, and I tweet a bunch of useful things that hopefully can be of help to you guys as well. And if you guys especially love the videos, you guys know my dog Luna, the one that howls in the videos. If you guys especially loved her, she's got her own little cryptocurrency piggy bank for emergency funds in case something happens down the road. Who knows? I actually uses most of it for tequila. Who am I kidding? You guys are welcome to donate, but don't ever feel obligated, please. So other than that, have a great day. These are my thoughts on XVG, and we are going to conclude with seeing that it's in consolidation phase. There's no solid signs of an uptrend right now yet, not until volume picks up. And we will go from there. Have yourselves a great one. See you.